Good morning. Out here getting ready to do some sawmilling, but before I do that, one of the first things I'm going to do on this big log, which we've talked about a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off right here, this tip, because my blade on the sawmill will only cut to about right in here, in this area right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut that section off right there, get it out of the way so I don't have to, mess with that extra weight. That's the main thing. And also it's got, some protrusions here that once I start twisting and turning on this thing, it'll get in the way. What you're going to see here is, you can see it's a little too tall because it's the saw for the sawmill. So I'm going to have to start shaving off the sides, the top. Take this off right here with the sawmill, the chainsaw, and just slowly whittling away at this. Can't get in a hurry because this is one of those things that's just going to take some time. So slowly whittling away at this with the chainsaw so that the mill will be able to pass down this track here and underneath this part right here. Underneath that part right there. That's the height thing that they talk about when you're ordering this sawmill, and it's there for a reason. Let me see, that's where the brace is and all that stuff. So it's not like you can just cut into that and take it away. It's where the main brace goes across. So anyway, and on this side, we're going to see that I've got to do probably more on this side than anything. It's like I've got to get that track right there to be able to freely go through here, which means I'm going to have to cut at an angle at the top of that log, so that, see how that triangle is right there, I've got to get it past that edge there, and I've also got to shave off the edge, the side here, at least part way to probably right here where I've got that wood chalk right in there where you can see the track. So it's gonna be a process, slow to go, but I'll go ahead and set this down, hopefully that chainsaw will start right back up like it did yesterday. I worked on it yesterday and got it running. So I'll just set this down and start kind of whittling away at this and see what happens. First of all, hopefully that chainsaw starts up. All right, let's take a look, see if I can get this thing going. Okay. Saw what I did from this angle anyway. Sawed off that edge. I'm still gonna have to come down this side. So my next project, see, I just cut that sliver off right there just to give me an idea. I'm gonna cut the top right here now. So I'm gonna try to shave that down, and you know, then I'll have to just kind of work down the edge right here to get this thing going. Once I get past this point right here, I think I'm gonna be okay. So majority of the work's gonna be on that part of it, which is fine. That's what I gotta do. And then obviously I'll just have to cut that tip off right there to get it below that triangle area there. Okay, well, you don't need to watch me, you know, doing the chainsaw a lot. It's gonna tedious, but I'll show you the end result or some progress as I go. Good deal. What I've done, obviously that's the piece I cut off first. I've cut some notches instead of trying to shave off the whole thing. So I should be able to maybe break those off, wedge them off to create a top. I may have to go a little further, we'll see. And I did the same thing on the side here, where I'm gonna have to do some more in this area right here. But I should be able to just get a wedge or chisel, knock that off, and it should split right off. Same thing on the top. Like I said, I'll do some more right there. On this side over here, I did the same thing. I kind of just cut me a groove, and I'll chisel that off, and then this it may pass, but I may just go ahead and cut that little section off right there to make it easier. I mean, it's gonna be close. No, it looks like it's gonna pass, so I may not even mess with that. Just got to get this top part down at an angle, like I said, so that the sawmill will pass over it. And then I'll slowly, you know, do some cutting, fire up the sawmill. I'll go as far as it'll let me, and then back it out, maybe use the chainsaw to cut it off some more till I get, you know, obviously that first pass all the way down to here. And then it'll be easier to maybe start cutting some slabs, or maybe that's where I just flip it, you know, get a smooth flat edge right here, and then maybe just flip it 180, put the flat side down and work from there. But we'll see. I'm gonna be lucky if I just get this thing chiseled down, you know, where I can start thinking about turning it today. But progress, it's working. It's working. All right, what I decided to do instead of using a hammer and chisel is I have my Bauer rotary hammer kit. It says kit, and the reason it has a kit is it actually is a drill also, which you can use as for concrete. So it's got the different bits. So what I'm going to do is just use the jackhammer portion of it. Use this chisel right here. We're going to see how this works. I know it worked great on the concrete that I had to chisel out when I was putting in the stem wall. You know, I had to smooth it out so the blocks, you know, chisel away some of those rough edges. So I'm sure this is going to work out just fine. Should be anyway, I would imagine. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and just put it right there. And if I remember right, this just, because I haven't used this in a while, it just goes in, and it just locks in a certain way. You pull like on a regular drill, you pull that back like so, and work it so that it slides in and locks in right there. So then you work the jackhammer part of it. it's having a little difficult. There we go. All right. Just don't know why that's not coming out yet. So, all right, I'm gonna go position the camera, get this thing fired up over here. Let's see what happens. Don't have it hooked up right or something. Well, after trial and error, the Bauer drill jackhammer would work great if I had a sharp wood cutting bit, but I have masonry bits, so it didn't work out so well. Just kind of, you know, jammed that in there and didn't really cut it. It needs to cut this wood. So I do have some hand chisels, which I will have to use in some situations, but just go back to the old fail-safe using the chainsaw. Cut those grooves. Now I'm just going to cut each section out, each section off. I'll just have to keep doing this by chainsaw method till I get it in the area that I want. And, you know, cutting out some big chunks there. See that big chunk right there? Big chunk there, there. So just a little, you know, physical work, but never hurt anybody, did it? Physical work never hurt anybody. Just instead of going to the gym, this is what I do. Obviously got to get my cardio in too, which this is a different kind of cardio. But anyway, so using the chainsaw, just slowly cut those, you know, as I go. And as you can see, I'm gonna move that closer and just get an eyeball at it. That right there is gonna be close. When I get those things off there, looks like I got the right height right there. You know, so yeah, just see, I'm gonna have to chisel and cut right in there, because that's I got to get it high or below, or whatever you want to call this arm right there where the blade comes out. So I'll be cutting that at an angle after I get this top part off. So I'll be cutting that over to that level of the blade. This should be some really good wood once I get to start cutting. You know, productive cutting for as far as lumber goes. But all right, so that's the progress so far. Got to just keep after it, huh? Just keep after it. All right, cut that tip off there like I told you about. So that's going to be a big chunk of firewood right there. I mean, heck, I could set it on the sawmill and slab a couple to make a table end. That's a pretty big chunk right there. So anyway, made progress on this end also. Able to use that wedge to chip away instead of using the sawmill the whole time, but just gonna keep messing with it. Keep slowly but surely getting after it. Hard work, it's okay. I'm gonna try, I think, I'm gonna cut that down, try to get it level, and then I may rotate it a little bit, try to rotate it, because if I can get this flat edge down, right now it's kind of, I don't know if you can see with, well, I know you can't with this camera angle, but there's a gap. So it's touching there, not touching there by about 2 inches, not touching here by about 2 inches. So it's resting on that one over there. So I'm thinking if I rotate this, I'll get this lower. That means I won't have to take as much off the top up here. Obviously I gotta take that big chunk off right there, but soon as I take that little arm off there, this thing will go lower when I rotate it, because it'll flatten out right there too, because that kind of arcs, which is making it, that end stay up. So I'll rotate it this way a little bit with the backhoe. That'll level this down. That means I don't have to take as much off the top. And hopefully, we'll see. I may have to, I started right there. Rotating that down means I probably won't have to take as much off right there either. So that'll leave this edge here, lower this down a little bit. So we'll see. I think that's going to be the plan, the design, what I'm going to do. So, okay, more to come. You can see that when I rotate that also, you can see how it kind of bows in there a little bit. So if I rotate this and it goes lower, I think it'll clear that a little bit faster. I won't have to take as much off with the chainsaw. And that's my goal, is to get this thing down to where I don't have to use the chainsaw as much. I can use the mill. So, okay, making progress, liking it. I have been trying to get this thing off. Got to a point where I was cutting at a bad angle, came in at another angle, and then I thought I could just use the wedge to, have it pop off there, just kind of break it. So I got 2 wedges in there now, and I am just beat. So that thing should break off any second. But I'm done. We're done for the day on this. Come out tomorrow morning, get after it again. I have some appointments in this evening, so that's why I can't continue after lunch today. But also, good point, I find when I get tired, I'm sure like anybody else, that's when a mistake could happen, and I don't want a mistake. A mistake, I mean by me doing something stupid because I don't have enough energy and it injure me in some way. So it's gonna give it a break, give me a break, and stop when I'm tired. There's no hurry, and get back after this tomorrow morning. Maybe tonight, but probably tomorrow morning, and I'll finish this up. Again, no hurry, no hurry. Probably should have just kept chainsawing at it a little bit. I thought it'd pop off there, so I had it cut pretty good, but it didn't. So, trying to do this to save a little more, maybe one piece of lumber. Maybe I just need to get it done, get it done, and then whatever the log gives me after that, just be happy with it. But I like to not waste, wood, lumber, and stuff just because something silly. So anyway, that thing will be off tonight or tomorrow. Then, like I said, I'm going to rotate it and see where I end up right then. All right, that's it for today on this project.